Welcome back, everybody. Well, welcome, everybody. Join me today as we go here to the Coastal Bonsai show and exhibit here at the Sherman Garden and Library in Newport Beach. Join us.
Go. Okay, so I'm Deborah Mosey-Mellitz. I'm the president of the Coastal Bonsai Club, and we're having a show at Sherman Gardens, Library and Gardens. We have a nice association with them. Our show is more geared toward educational. So we have a small show, and you're going to find that a lot of variety is here, and some of it is much more educational, like we have soils and different things of that. The prize right now, tree, or display is the Al Nelson display. He was my teacher, and this was a tree that my husband got. Al did a very unique thing where he, at one point, his group of students, we all put flags in trees that we liked of his, and then he went around and decided who got what tree. And it actually has the tag that says, "This is our tree from Al." And when we would go to his house, we'd have to work on the tree that was our tree. And he would use a chopstick and say, "What are you going to do with this branch?" Or "What are you going to do with that branch?" So we also feel like right now, even though he has passed, we have a chopstick running around our backyard following us, telling us what we're going to do. So we sorely miss him, but he's still with us. So welcome to our show. And I hope you enjoy. We have a wide variety of things: stones, bouquet, kusumono, sumiagashi. We're doing all sorts of things. Thank you.
Well, welcome back, everybody. This is the last weekend of May. We're here at the Coastal Bonsai show here at Sherman Gardens and Library in Newport Beach. You just heard a quick introduction by Deborah. She is the president of the Coastal Bonsai Club. Of course, first thing she talked about was the tree that she received from Al Nelson, this scrub oak from Al Nelson. Really cool deadwood. I bet this tree was probably collected from the Vandenberg Air Force Base near Lompoc. This is a formal display that tree that she received. You heard from that story. Again, this is from Al Nelson, the famous Al Nelson, and that lovely chopstick for that story. So, of course, right here they have a quick display of psyche. Psyches are just stone or viewing stones. You can see that's like a waterfall stone right there with that little, I think it's granite or quartz vein that runs down the middle, so it kind of appears like a waterfall. Got other stones. So these are for sale technically. You got some, oh, look at that, the really cool chrysanthemum stone right there in the middle. That looks like it came from Death Valley. It looks like one of those stones. Let's see what else. I mean, that looks like a like sedimentary rock. That's from a cliffside. That's petrified wood. That looks like fossilized clam. That looks like a eel river stone to me, without the stand. I think the rock stone behind that is kind of interesting too. Looks like a plateau stone. Right next to the suiseki, or viewing stones, the saike. Saike is a quick, like a landscape, a miniature landscape that has a little bit of rocks, has a little bit of gravel in it, a little moss, and of course some trees that shows off a landscape or distant landscape. What I learned today was what is a bonke. Bonke, or these are bonkeis really quick. They're basically a diorama. I mean, that's probably the easiest way to explain it. It's a diorama where instead of having live material, they're actually non-living material. So you got stones, having a river set, or have a water feature in it, and have these plant materials that represents from a non-living material. So that's what's bonke. Here's a quick here's a quick, if you like to pause and read that. That's the explanation I got from Deborah. So really cool, actually. So this kind of looks like, sorry for the bag being backlit here, but that looks like like a waterfall or like a cliffside that's, water runs through it. So it's really cool. You had earlier, this is more of an educational um, display more than anything else. But these are accent plants. So sometimes, as we know, is that these are reasonably used in bonsai as um, seasonal displays or accents that help displays our trees for the season. And of course, in Southern Cal, we have no season. We just have one season, summer. But these are like ideas of what you can do with accent plants. And you can actually have a full display of accents as a way. So again, same thing with stands, the pots, the tree material, everything is in their own display. I'm kind of going a little backwards here. I should have gone the other direction, but this area is actually first time showing trees. As she has said, that the club is really focused on education. So these are people that are first time collectors, first time showers, growing trees. I mean, see, jacaranda is not a small tree, but they bonsai into a very small tree. So that's really cool. Of course, they meet with a small group here near UCI as part of their group. They don't just do bonsai. Apparently, they do a little bit of everything that's related to bonsai. So just kind of an idea. This is a like background on soils, so like soil types that I never get to talk to you guys about. But of course, there's three main components of our soil mix. If you never understood, you got lava scoria, you got pumice, you got akadama, which is actually sourced from Japan. Of course, there's three different sizes, or we got size differentiation. So you can see you want to pause that and read that. Be my guest. Let me take a bigger picture. So a bigger picture here is the different types of pots or that you'd be used, glazed or non-glazed, shapes. Talking about masculine and feminine sizes. So that's kind of what we're talking about here on pots. What's more interesting is actually the photos behind it. You got three photos behind it. So what I recall from Deborah when we had a quick chat before before me filming this is the first picture is what originally the position of the tree was. And then having a professional, this is Philippe Barron, he's a local here in Southern Cal. And then he literally flipped the tree 180 degrees and then did some what we call heavy bending with raffia, or not raffia, but this is actually tape. You see actually there, so this is the new front, okay? The old front was on the other side. I believe why he chose this as a front is because the live vein is actually shown on this side. That's kind of important to show the live vein because it denotes that it's not a tanuki. This is the California juniper, and what he did was, this was a main branch this way. He wrapped, you can see he wrapped it with some type of tape, protect that cambium, use some heavy wire and bent it for the new apex. So this is actually was a long branch sticking out. This is the new apex. So really cool what you could do with a professional. On this table is people looking really quick. This is a progression. So every year they have a progression table showing non-bonsai artists like what is involved in producing a bonsai presentable tree. So it goes from beginning stages of, you can see there's beginning stages of a cutting, growing to a bigger tree, into a larger tree. Of course, the intermediate stages, another larger tree, and of course, when it gets to a presentable stage, you got this really massive tree. So that's kind of the progression. Most people think that we go from one tree size to another, but this is a progression of displays. Let me just give you a quick pan of the room, and let me walk the other direction, and I can finish with some of the more interesting trees here. Okay. So let's start at the very end. At the very end, there is a Now, the first time I walked by, I didn't notice until someone explained it to me, but this, of course, is a bougainvillea, but I never knew it was a tanuki, and somebody didn't point it out. So tanuki is reusing a dead wood from one tree, or this is a bougainvillea, and then grafting. It's not really grafting, but it's really attaching live trees to it to represent a living tree with dead wood in it. So that's really cool. Never seen a tanuki bougainvillea before, but there's the first one. Here's a really cool. It's a really cool semi-cascade. Or actually, no, no, this is a semi-cascade because you're a henken guy. You have the apex on top with the long trailing branch, and it has a really cool three-point display with this really cool-looking stone. Um, that stone is probably a river stone at one point, and it looks like a waterfall stone. So awesome combination there. Right next here, you have a Benma juniper. Benma juniper is a noodle juniper, and we've seen this before. Has a sabamaki or a dead wood right down the middle. Needle junipers, their needles are sharp, like needles, so that's why they call them noodle juniper. So I never knew that as a fact. Right next door, we have this looks like a Chinese elm, um, in a like a broom style with a really cool Psyche, that's their accent in this case. You can see it's just probably been pruned just before in early spring, and this is actually that second hearting of that tree. You also notice the barkage, and we kind of zoom back into the barkage. Barkage really cool. It's actually that molting stage. You can see they're almost flaking off of this. So, no, Gabriel, I'm not touching that, not touching the bark, but that's the idea of what's going on here. Here's that really cool olive we've seen before in a three-point display. What we remember from this olive is this amazing deadwood that's still on this pomegranate. Pomegranate, it is extremely soft wood, does not preserve really well. Amazing to see a tree with this much deadwood still. You can see it's a natural deadwood. It has the alligator type of barkage to it. Okay. Going down the middle here, you have about 4 trees to look at. Here is a Kishu juniper. This was probably a prostrata at one point or a San Jose, based on some context clues. First thing I always look at is like how was it grafted on, or if it's grafted. So you see that branch has been grafted right there because you can see the bark is totally different. And then if I pan up, you can see it's been grafted on the apex and then the first branch, and everything else been whittled away as shari in this point, or jin, excuse me. So that's kind of cool to see that as a tree being developed. Right next door is the Satsuki azalea. Unfortunately, is done flowering. So this is the later stage. I wonder if they plucked the flowers off. I'm no Satsuki azalea expert, but if you are, leave a comment. What do you guys do after they flower? Is that when you like defoliate and you cut back? I know our expert in the area, I think his Garcia was his last name, and it escapes his first name, but he has a book on Satsuki if you like to know about him. Now, this is just of course, this is a Portulacaria afra. It's a Frankie type of tree. I don't see the barkage of it. No, there's a little bit just right there. But what's interesting about that is what I said. It's known as an elephant bush tree, and of course, if you look at the accent, it's a little mouse. I mean, that's kind of cute as a juxtapose of the two. We have, this is a ginkgo. I think what's more interesting about this ginkgo is the carving. Ginkgos are known to be upright. This is more really nicely padded out, but the shari work on this one, it's amazing. I wonder if we had one of our famous carvers did this carving. Reading the little context to it, it's Will Badley from the UK. He did this lovely carving work, so your work does really shine through of your characteristic of your carving. So really awesome. Right down the last bit here, you have this giant bougainvillea. that's just in bloom, absolutely just in bloom. It looks like two massive bougainvilleas that have been like clumped together. You can see it, it almost looks like this Santa Barbara red. I think it is Santa Barbara red, but you guys know kind of color this one would be kind of amazing as. Here's a crepe myrtle. It's a really big tree. Let me step back. We got a lot of people here. So crepe myrtle not in full bloom yet. I wonder what color this is. So if you're the owner of this tree and you're watching this video, make a comment. What color is this tree? Be kind of nice. Kuzumoto is a just a large standalone accent basically. I call that like a southern cow. Now here gets some the one of the most artistic tree of the bunch. This is a good friend Mike Walsh, and now I had to read this. I totally skipped by thinking it was just like a psyche, a plain psyche. So if you look at it quickly, it is a psyche. Okay, it's traditionally a psyche. Psyche is a landscape in a pot or in a tray. And now what's interesting is about this one is, and you had to read the caption. That is a geyser. Mr. Walsh is a potter, and he actually made that. He actually drops. Let me tilt this really quick so you can see that. It is actually a tube within a pot technically, and he would put dry ice in here and produce like a geyser erupting. That was really cool. He showed me a quick video of it. I wonder if you can give me the video later. I'm going to post it on here too, but it'd be kind of cool to see. But that represents by, if you look about a geyser, if living things near a geyser will die, so this kind of represents the dead wood here. Of course, behind that is the live tree line that's right behind this geyser. So really cool, really creative, awesome. And one of the last trees up here, before we go, is kind of see the what's for sale here, is this juniper. And juniper, it looks like, I wonder, it is a grafted, no, San Jose? I think this is a San Jose. Really kind of cool tree. Awesome drop. Yeah. I think there's other things going on today. They're doing, I can't pronounce it. I'm not going to even pronounce this. There's basically a sketch paper. They're making like mini scrolls basically using sumi ink basically. Okay. You got a moss ball right in the front. And they have a small sales table here. If you're looking for items here, they have a small sales table. So you're looking for that. Look at these bogies. Bogies are for sale too, and you got some junipers. Awesome. And of course, they have a demo going on, I think today and tomorrow too. So, of course, I think Wayne right there is doing a demo with a chair. Looks like he has a chair back there. It's kind of awesome. Alrighty, let me turn the camera around really quick. Well, there we go, going through just the bonsai area, looking at the Coastal Bonsai here, or their show here at the Sherman Gardens and Library. So if you post which one's your favorite tree, and if you are going to come here later today, which one would you like to take home? Or the stones? I'm going to go back to the stones, see what's left. So if you like the video, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.